What up, YouTube? This is my day of trying to fix my stupid Bobcat. Actually, not Bobcat. New Holland skid steer C185 that the brakes keep turning on me. I've been fighting and fighting and fighting, and I figured maybe this might help you guys out. So let me flip this around real quick. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Alright, here's my tractor. C185 06-07 year. Great tractor, easy to work on, tuning compared to the others, at least I'll say. My problem was when I would drive the tractor and I would take my seatbelt off and hop out, shovel something or something, and get back in, it took the brake on, seatbelt on, or whatever, blah blah blah, and the tractor wouldn't move again, like the brakes wouldn't release. And then towards the end, what it did was it would release fine, work. You would drive it for about 10, 20, 30 feet maybe, and you would feel it start chattering like the brakes were trying to lock, but it would still drive to, and then finally come to a stop and not move again until you turned it off and let it cool for a few minutes. Or I don't know what the problem was, like why it fixed itself every time, but it would run for another 30 feet and then stop. So I knew the pump wasn't bad because the bucket still went up and down. So I knew, like, I still had pressure from my hydraulic pump. So first things first, let me show you real quick. Always, always, always lock those levers right there. Make sure you're safe. Bucket's up in the air, everything's locked. Seat's up. So right down in here, I'm going to show you. Let's see. Oh, wait, it's back here. Right there. That right there is on the left side. You see the valve, or the coil solenoid. Let me see if I can get my hand down here. So that one is your 2-speed. That's what, when you hit the switch, you get 2-speed. It goes from gear to gear with the hydraulics. In the middle, there's a low. You can't see it. Let's see if I can get around to it. Let's see. Right in the middle, there it is. That is the low pressure switch or sensor, and then that nut on the other side is the brake valve. That's what unlocks when you take your seatbelt off, or when you put your seatbelt on and everything's correct with all the safety devices. That will unlock the hydraulics for you to drive. So again, bucket will go up and down, but tractor will not come out of park. So I'm going to take this off. This little tiny screw, it came off with a wrench pretty easy. It wasn't torqued down very hard. I'm going to show you the problem with that. Let me see, don't drop it. I got it. All right, let me pause real quick. Okay, we're back at it. This is the coil. This is the new part number. Keep in mind, this took me a long time. A lot of power washing, a lot of climbing under the tractor, trying to figure out what was stopping my skid steer. So this is the nut I took off. This is the old part. Definitely burnt up. I did have a pretty bad oil leak in there I had to clean out, and I power washed, and it was filling up with water in the engine bay, and could have been that maybe because there was too much fluid, you know, down there floating around. Like, always check and make sure your area's clean down there. Let me open this up real quick, get the new one out. All right, there's a brand new one. You can see this one's super burned. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this one in. Let me see if I can get a video of me putting it down there the way it went. Without dropping everything through the bottom. Okay, so plug up. It's right down in here. Slide that baby on there. Perfect. Let me get the nut real quick. What a bitch. This has been like, no shit, like 2 weeks trying to figure it out. Lots of internet, couldn't find nothing on the internet for why my tractor was doing this. A lot of people said that it was the seat switch and the seat belt switch and all this other stuff that I read on forums. But mine wasn't just instantly stopping. You could actually feel the tractor like chattering, kind of trying to stop itself, as if the pump was starting to fail or something like that. So get that thing screwed on there. And this is your main wiring harness down here too. There's about 4 or 5 plugs to plug in. You really only have to unplug the one and get this out, but I unplugged them all just so I could reach better and film. And okay, that's on there pretty good. Let me get a wrench and I'll get back here. Okay, I got it all plugged in, hooked up. I still need to climb down there in this mess. I'm gonna move the tractor. I'm gonna test it first. Move the tractor, and the cords are all plugged in. This one right here goes to your switches. I'll just point them out for you guys real fast since I'm in here. This goes to the hands. I have hand controls and foot controls. Like, I think it's called mechanical. So this one goes up to you, like where you push the button for this 2-speed and your lights and what else is on that stupid thing. Whatever else you have on your up there by your grips. And then all the other plugs, remember, 2-speed, pressure sensor. All right, I'm back. I'm on my way home. It's raining outside, and everything worked great. Tractor's working. So make sure you check your lockout solenoid or coil. That could be the problem. Thanks, you too.